favorite show, like of all time, but it's not quite as popular. It's called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and it is based off of a book, and I think it's a BBC television series, and it's on Netflix, and it's about like English magic and kind of the history of it, and it's about kind of how it came about from like a long time ago from the Fae, like the European mythological like scary Fae, and how they were kind of trying to distance themselves from it, but it's a little hard to explain, but the premise is English magic, and it's kind of like almost extinct, so it's like really rare, but there's this like a couple guys that can do it, and it's just really cool. So that's my favorite show of all time. And my favorite movie, of course, I am always going to be a big fan of the Harry Potter series. I do prefer the Harry Potter movies to the books. I've read and watched both, but I prefer the movies, which I know is maybe not a popular opinion. But let's see. My other favorite movie is Moulin Rouge. I just love Moulin Rouge. I love the music, I love the cast, I love the story. It's just like, I love the style, how it's like artsy, and then it gets like dark towards the end, the middle/end. Let's see, my another favorite movie is Aladdin, but the 2019 version I really enjoyed. So I really, really like that movie. I've watched it like several times. I do have Disney Plus, so I just kind of like, I watch it every like couple months. It's like my comfort movie. But okay, I guess I will share. When I was a kid and I used to watch the cartoon, I had a huge crush on Jafar, who I know in the cartoon is not but I was pleased in the 2019 version that he's very hot, so I enjoyed that. My favorite video game, I've got so many favorite video games that I can't choose one. If you've seen my recent game/bookshop, it's all about Warhammer, and I wasn't just in character when I said that Vermintide 2 was my favorite video game. I really do have over 1,000 hours now in that game. That's my favorite, probably, of all time, but currently I'm also playing the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've really been enjoying that, which again, I know is not a popular opinion. Like, I know a lot of people aren't enjoying it and that it feels dry, but I really like it. I like exploring, and I kind of just like running around. But also I like that, like, I have a reason to be in all of the different regions. Like, she's trying to make alliances with different places, and like, I feel like in Origins and Odyssey, I played the Odyssey. I finished the entire game and all of the expansions. Like, I got almost all of the achievements. Like, I went for it with that game. I'm actually curious. I want to see how many hours I actually have. My computer's right here. I'm gonna see how many hours I have in this game. But anyway, and now I'm just nerding out. But yeah, Assassin's Creed, the last 3 games have been really good. Also Skyrim, of course. World of Warcraft, of course. I've just been playing Battlefield 5 a lot lately, and that's been very, very fun as well. So, I recently started playing Chaos Bane, which is another says too, like with all of the reviews and things, but it really is. It's like about this policeman who can use magic. So it's all of his cases are kind of supernatural in nature, but it's also like low fantasy, so people either don't know, or they don't expect it, or they don't understand it. So it's really cool. I've been having a lot of fun with that series. I really like the Ember in the Ashes series. I have not read the fourth book, so if you have, please no spoilers, but I read the first 3. I have the 4th, I just haven't gotten around to it, but I love that series so much. That one's much harder to explain, so I just don't think that I will try. Sorry, that was the air fryer. Otherwise, I really like the Trials of Apollo series, which is kind of an offshoot from the Percy Jackson series, still by the same guy, but it's really good. It's about how Apollo is like being punished for something, and I don't even remember what at this point, but he was basically sent to Earth to live as a mortal, like, teenager. So he goes on all of these missions and things, so to try to kind of earn his way back to godhood, but being human, like, so, you know, it's like the story of like realizing like humility and like emotions and love and friendship and that type of thing. It's kind of a common trope, I think, but I really, really like that series as well. I'm all caught up on that one though. And other than that, I think that kind of does it for. There was one that I read a really, really long time ago, and I loved it while I was reading it, but I don't really remember the name of it. It was like the Fated series. Fated. Fated. Fated series. And I don't remember who it was by either, but it was really cool. It was like a teen fiction or young adult or whatever, but it had a lot to do with like Native American, like kind of mythology and like rituals and like their magic, like how it's like spirit animals, and there's different like I don't know. It was also kind of a mix. It was like a southwestern Native American culture, so there was a little bit of like, I don't know, like Mexican mythologies like brought into it, kind of like I think they referenced the Day of the Dead, so there's some mix of different cultural things, but it's really, really interesting and very, very cool because it's fantasy. So alright, so now that I'm done nerding out, that was thank you, Fluidity, those were awesome questions. Samuel One World asked, what was your first experience with ASMR and what made you fall in love with it? So also Summer ASMR asked this same question too on Instagram, so I'll answer that for both of them. So my story with ASMR is probably, I actually don't know how most people come across. I'll talk about how I came across like the community on YouTube, and then I'll talk about some childhood experiences that I had with ASMR. Of course, without knowing that it was called that or that any of the YouTube videos existed, which they probably didn't when I was a child. But so I was in high school, I think early high school, and I had really enjoyed at that time listening to audiobooks because I got ASMR from listening to people read audiobooks. So I used to go to the library and get like audiobook discs, and I would just like listen to them on my like little CD player, and I would just like fall asleep to them, and I was like, okay, well, like, I'll give it a chance again. And it was probably only like a couple weeks or something, but I watched a different one from her, and it was like excavation, like paleontologist, archaeologist roleplay, and she just had like this little tiny fake dinosaur skeleton that was like encased in this kind of soft cement, and the video was her like whispering about like the discovery, and she like started like picking it out, and it was just like really relaxing and like a lot less like up close and personal. That I guess that resonated better with me at the time, so I started like watching her channel more, and then I always really liked in person going to like tarot card readings because it just gave me ASMR. And like palm readings obviously too. So then I started like, I wonder if like there are ASMR tarot card readings, and I found a bunch, and I found like Silent Citadel, and she didn't do role plays, which at that point I also really liked, because like I said, I didn't like when people were like addressing me when I wasn't there. So she didn't do a lot of role plays. She did a lot of like crafting videos, and like I used to watch how she would make she had her own tarot card set, and I used to watch how she'd make them. So I think it was just like a matter of finding things that like resonated with me, and now like I can hardly watch YouTube, or I can hardly watch ASMR and get tingles unless it's a role play. Personal attention is not like a major trigger of mine, but I don't like dislike it. It doesn't make me feel weird or anything. But yeah, I love role plays now. So as a kid, times that I would experience ASMR of kind of like the first times that I felt the tingly sensation. I used to have slumber parties with my cousin, and we would tell each other stories. Mostly just, we would sleep over at my grandma's house together, and it was like mostly I think just to spite her, because she would always be like, go to bed, and she'd always come and check on us, and we'd like pretend to be asleep, you know, I'm sure. But we would like whisper stories to each other, and like her whisper, there was something about it where like, I don't know if she like pronounced things like differently, like in terms of, you know, the consonants and her diction. I don't know if her diction was like good, but there was just something about her whisper that I'm like, oh my god, she's got like the best whisper, like I could listen to this forever. And like I would get so like tingly in my scalp, and I'm like, and we would take turns, and every time like she would do her story, I'd be like, no, do a long one, do a good one, don't do a short bullshit one. I would actually say that, but I would be like, do a longer one. And then when it was my turn, I was such a little shit, I would do like the shortest thing ever just so that I could hear her go back to whispering. But that was probably my first experience with ASMR. Also, my other cousin, I would have her like do my makeup. We would like do makeovers for each other, and when she would do my makeup, I would get like tingles. My grandma used to read me stories, and like as she was like reading them, she would kind of like charade out what was happening like on my back. Like if people were walking, like she would like do the walking on my back, and sometimes she'd like draw shapes and stuff on my back as she was reading. That was obviously very tingly. And then the other notable thing that I would get ASMR from was in school. We would do like our English stories, and they would have the audio books like read out loud so we could read along. And like I remember in my third grade classroom, I remember I had like a seat in the back corner, and we had to wear like our uniforms, and like our shirts were all tucked in and stuff. But like I remember like just like whenever that would happen, my hand was like all the way back, like my shirt was untucked in the back. My hand was like all the way up my shirt, just like rubbing my back. I was like a strange kid, and I didn't have many friends, but that was nice. And I think that like the audiobook stuff, I think that kind of like led to me like looking into audiobooks, and then looking into it's like a 50-50. 50% like in high school when I had discovered ASMR, like I'm sure not a lot of people had great times in high school. I was one of the people that just had like a shit time in high school. I was like really like depressed. I had like anger issues. I was like super anxious all the time. It just like wasn't a great time. And when I was watching ASMR, it helped with a lot of that. Oh, insomnia too. So my parents are divorced, so I would split up my nights with my mom and my dad, and it was like pretty 50-50. It was like every other night, and then like weekends alternated. But at my mom's house, don't try to convince me ghosts aren't real. My mom's house was haunted, and I could not fall asleep at night at my mom's house. So when I was able to watch ASMR, it would put me to sleep. So it was really helpful for like actually being able to sleep. So anyway, all of the stuff that it helps with helped me. And I was thinking that I just wanted to obviously help other people if they were struggling with any of the number of things that ASMR helps with. I just wanted to be able to be someone that people could fall asleep to, even though their waking life isn't, might not be perfect. So there was that, and also I'm gonna let in my cat, and I'll be right back. So there was that aspect, and also I was seeing these like really, really cool role plays, and people were getting so creative, and I just thought like, I want to be that creative. I want to like act, even though I don't have like the courage to do it in front of like an audience. I can do it in front of my camera. I wanted to do like the videos that I'm making now that I didn't actually succeed making back in high school, with like green screens and like really cool props, and I just wanted a place to kind of like vent all of my creativity and like passions and stuff. So that's what made me want to do ASMR. And then also sometimes I would notice myself like when I was watching ASMR like a lot back in high school, I'd be doing things like homework or like organizing or cleaning my room or stuff like that, and I'd be like whispering to myself like as if I was already recording an ASMR video. So I was like, I might as well just make a YouTube channel. So that's what made me want to do ASMR. Best and worst things about being an ASMR artist / YouTuber. Well, the best thing is by far just like you guys and like the community and the amount of like engagement and like comments and being able to chat with you guys, and like hearing that my videos have helped you with like headaches. Like I didn't even know that you could get rid of a headache with ASMR, because I've tried and it doesn't succeed for me. But like at falling asleep, feeling better, like around the holidays, people said that I had made them feel better with my videos. Like that's the best thing about being an ASMR artist. That's what I wanted. Some other great things is that I do have a place to vent my creativity, especially when my job isn't necessarily that creative. I'm like in the research, like data research kind of areas, and also just like I record on my lunch breaks, and it's very nice to break up the day and like actually do something that's dedicated to relaxing saw ASMR, but really, like, it's got so many benefits that, like, I just see them as, like, a prospect. So, anyway, I guess, like, the rude comments, and I don't get very many of them at all. And then lastly, favorite music. What the heck? Oh. Favorite music, I guess, would be, I really like video game music. I listen to it when I work. I really like Disney music. I listen to that when I work out. There's something about, like, the inspirationalness of it that, like, actually gets me really pumped, even if it's, like, a slow song. I like classical music. I listen to Blackmore's Night. It's kind of like a Celtic band, a Celtic rock band. I listen to Voltaire. Hard to describe, you'll just have to look them up. I listen to, Carol Emerald, which it's like pop, but it's like 40s pop, or 50s pop. I don't know what time period it's from, but it's like swing. It's like modern swing. It's really, really fun. So I listen to a little bit of everything. In high school I liked choral music. You can always get me with a good piece of choral music. I listened to, like, a lot of Green Day, Breaking Benjamin, Evans Blue. I also like Mumford & Sons. And then I like individual songs from, like, other artists that I can't say, like, I'm a big fan of, like, all of the artists' work, but I definitely like the songs. But I'm a big, like, songs from movies person, so. Okay, so Hushdown ASMR. How did you get exposed to ASMR? I already answered. Who are you currently listening to? Which I'm gonna have to go to YouTube to check my subscription list. But I want to also answer. Are you a deranged savage who pours milk into the bowl first, then cereal? Or are you a normal person who pours cereal first and then adds milk? These are not my words, so if you pour milk into your cereal first, that's your prerogative, I guess. But I definitely pour in my cereal first. I feel like more cereal gets into the bowl that way, because it doesn't float on top and then pile up. That's my thought process about it. Let's see. Oh, and then what program do you edit with? I use Filmora. Let's see. Well, I record audio on Audacity. I use Wondershare Filmora X, but I just kind of got some Cyberlink stuff. So Cyberlink Photo Director, Cyberlink Power Director, Cyberlink Color Director, and Cyberlink Audio Director. I'm still playing around with them, so I don't currently use them right now, but I think I'm going to in the future. I think there's just more features than Filmora has with like some special effects and that type of thing. So those are my editing softwares right now. And now, excuse my cat. Okay, so YouTube. I have a lot of people that I'm subscribed to, so I'm not gonna read them all. But I'm gonna go through and mention my favorites right now, and I'm like not trying to like leave anybody out. It's just that when I listen to someone a lot, I start getting tingle immunity from them, so I keep them like on my subscription list, but I don't watch them as frequently, and like I am sorry. But that's just how it is for me. I'll come back to you eventually. So right now my subscription list of people that I watch most often